Coverage at 11 starts now.
It's being called a bad batch. A lethal dose of drugs claims the lives of 2 family members in Southfield.
In all, 3 people overdosed, and it happened right in front of kids. Let's get live to Fox News' Jessica Dupnack. She's with us now with this heartbreaking details. Jessica.
This is a tough one, Roop and Taryn. Believe it or not, here in Southfield, they haven't had a fatal overdose in more than a year and a half. And today, they had 2 fatal overdoses, both men in their 30s, both brothers. And they were found unresponsive by 2 little kids.
2 children, ages 5 and 7, did discover their dad unresponsive.
Just imagine what that must have been like. Their dad and his 2 friends, who are brothers, splayed out, not responding Wednesday afternoon, suspected fentanyl overdoses. The kids were smart. They called Grandma on FaceTime, and she got there fast to get police and fire on their way.
I want to commend those children to have the courage and the forethought to take action.
They likely saved their dad's life, a 34-year-old who was given Narcan and is now in critical condition. For the brothers, it was too late. They were dead. This all happened at these apartments in Southfield off 8 Mile near Beach Daily. Chief Elvin Barron says they haven't had a fatal overdose in town in about a year and a half.
Yeah, this is very concerning because the question we have to ask ourselves is, this batch of dope, if you will, where is it at? And who may also be victims to this.
The DEA is now involved in the case in Southfield, working to track where the bad batch came from.
Be mindful of what you're ingesting, because right now we believe that there's a deadly batch out there in the community.
This happening ironically the same day state Republicans in Lansing introduced bills targeting fentanyl traffickers.
It's small town, it's big town. It doesn't discriminate.
State Senator Mark Huizenga sponsoring that bill. It's part of a bigger border security package. It would increase penalties for manufacturing, delivering, or possessing fentanyl.
2 milligrams is lethal. With the kind of volume that we see coming across the border right now, this is the time to stand up right now. These are people that are dying. These are friends and relatives.
We talk a lot about Narcan here on Fox 2, and this evening we picked up our own dose of Narcan at one of the 5 locations, free vending machines here in Southfield and across Oakland County. There are 60 of those vending machines, and again, you can pick up a dose for free. Chief Barron tonight saying that people really need to arm themselves and teach themselves in case they need to be lifesavers. Reporting live in Southfield, Jessica Dupnack on The Edge.
Yeah, obviously, people know what to do. The safest way and the safest route is to not do anything, but that Narcan is important. But what about the DEA in this situation? What's the timeline looking like in terms of when they're going to get to the bottom of this so that nobody else is hurt?
Well, first of all, Roop, they collected the evidence. They got to test the drugs, find out what it is. At this point, again, they're suspecting that it's fentanyl. Southfield police, they actually have an investigator embedded in with the DEA on that task force. Because this is such an issue, a lot of these local departments embed their own officers to speed up the timeline. Hopefully, they can find the source before anyone else gets hurt.
Well, we certainly hope so. Sad news with 2 people dying there in Southfield because of this. Jessica Dupnack for us live tonight. Thanks for that report. Now to this story. The father of the Oxford high school shooter in court today.
Both sides hashing out who should and should not testify. The prosecution wants 2 students to testify about the shooting, but the defense objected, calling their testimony irrelevant. The judge has yet to rule on that, but she is allowing the original owner of the murder weapon to take the stand.
He's shown the cable lock during the course of the trial. If he testifies it's in the same condition it was in at the time that he resold the gun, that could be relevant.
The defense wants a change of venue. The judge will issue a written decision on that at another time. The trial is slated to start on March 5th.
All right, don't tell these guys it's mid-February. Temperatures hit 60 degrees today, so why not hit the links? You know, we were told it was going to be warm today, but this day actually exceeded all of our expectations.
And that's okay. Yeah, warmer temperatures stick around, but we could maybe see some rain, and Rich is practicing a swing.
Oh, yeah.
4,
Right there. Thank you, Taryn. Yes, 60 degrees for a lot of us today, so this mild stretch continues. However, we are going to see cooler temperatures approach tomorrow, and you'll feel it. We're going to get back to February for Friday and especially for Saturday. Notice some light showers out around Chicago, also riding along the Michigan-Indiana border region. How about some live pictures from New York City? That is the Statue of Liberty right in the middle of the harbor. Beautiful out there, 35 in the Big Apple. Let's show you the numbers for here. Today, 61 degrees, the official high. There's your record, 63 set way back in 1930. Look how cold it can get, -2 back in 1918. Right now we have a lot of numbers near 50 degrees still at this late hour. 50 for Howe and Pontiac, 49 Monroe, 49 as far north as Flint. The reason being is a flow from the south and southwest, which will continue for another 12 to 18 hours before a northwesterly breeze kicks in, and that'll bring in cooler numbers starting tomorrow night. 36 Newberry, 31 in Green Bay. Notice front number 1 comes through tomorrow with some light showers around on Thursday. Then front number 2 comes in Friday, and that'll usher in much colder air for the first half of the weekend. You'll see it all in the 7-day forecast. For the rest of tonight, mostly cloudy, relatively mild. The winds have come down a bit, but a chance for a shower late tonight. 40 on the low, back to 49 tomorrow. A couple of light showers crossing the area, nothing heavy. And then notice how temperatures do dip for Friday and especially Saturday with a high of 33, back to 49 Sunday. And then we could be up near 60 degrees again next week. We'll check it for you starting at 4 a.m.
You're okay, right?
Yeah.
Shaking up a little bit?
A little bit shaken up, but
Did you break the company's excavator?
well, they got hope they got insurance.
Crews were back in business after an excavator fell into a hole, look at that, in Warren. It happened during the teardown of the old Baseline feed store on Van Dyke near 8 Mile. The 40-ton excavator got caught in an unknown crawl space, causing it to fall 6 feet, nearly tipping over. No one was hurt, including the driver.
Well, Macomb County drivers had a bit of a rough start to their morning. All lanes of westbound 696 were shut down after a semi-truck caught fire. Most of the road was closed for hours. Michigan State Police telling us nobody was hurt, and all the trash from that truck has since been removed.
Detroit is getting ready for company. More than 300,000 visitors are expecting to attend the upcoming NFL draft.
The city is jazzing up every available space to make Detroit shine. Fox 2's Dave Kinchin has more on what we can expect to see.
Fox 2 hitting the skies over Detroit and the already impressive and improved downtown area, with even more upgrades coming before the NFL draft kicks off in late April. The marquee event already taking people's breaths away.
It fits. Yeah. City, NFL, all that. It goes together. It looks beautiful.
Cedric Sutton is in town on business and might just have to come back in time to see some significant enhancements thanks to funding from Detroit's Downtown Development Authority. The investments will handle brick replacement on Woodward's sidewalks and facelifts for private parking lots, including landscaping, art murals, and benches.
Detroit's pretty cool right now. There's a lot of people outside. It looks nice. I want to be out here.
The DDA says they're also working to improve lighting by fixing nearly 1,000 light poles and adding better street signs for visitors to get to all the attractions.
The idea around Detroit, I think, is turning for the better.
Michael Youssef will already have a pretty good seat to watch the draft from his office high-rise, but with even more trimmings on the way, including a 10-foot Hollywood-style sign installed on I-94, he says the best just keeps getting better.
Year after year, I noticed that Detroit's bringing a lot more business in. A lot more people want to be down here.
Now, the DDA says when it comes to those privately owned parking lots, the owners of those lots have to have the proper certification in order to take part in this program. In downtown Detroit, Dave Kinchin on The Edge.
And speaking of upgrades, workers at the Fairmount Signage Company are putting the finishing touches on 5 Welcome to Detroit signs and 1 gigantic sign that spells Detroit. There it is. The Hollywood-style sign will be installed on I-94 on Detroit's west side in time for the NFL draft. The other signs will be put up throughout the city.
Remember this site? It's been years since the Palace of Auburn Hills was demolished to make way, I should say, for a new development. This spring, it appears construction will finally be underway. GM is building a new parts plant for $200 million. The site will be used for electric pickup trucks, bringing in 1,000 new jobs. Construction is set to begin in early May and is scheduled to open in November of 2025.